And the
All
price
right.
has really come down with this RFID stuff, which I think you're going to talk about later. But go ahead.
I will. I will. I
Yeah,
promise. That was one of my
mhm.
promises, I think. Right. So,
I think so.
demand real-time visibility. This is our third point. So, again, being able to track inventory, track assets, track people. Where are things right now? Are you able to get into your system and know that an order was shipped 5 minutes ago and was it accurate? A receipt was received and everything was put away and everything was accurate, right? Do I know if I need employee safety? Do I know where everybody is in the building right now? If the fire alarm just went off, do I know everybody's out of the building, right? Do you have this level of real-time visibility into your operation right now? And this is, I think, very, very important now, which is becoming more and more important, right? Retail stores are really using this heavily to track if inventory has been moved from the back room to the retail floor or has it been sold. These companies are now starting to do direct-to-consumer e-commerce fulfillment from the retail store and being able to easily find a specific SKU on the retail floor, right? Everything is hung up, and I need to find the men's medium blue T-shirt that might be stuffed in somewhere in the store. How do I find that inventory easily, right? And those are some of the use cases that we're going to talk about now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you covered a lot right there, Brian. That was great. So even a basic, say even a small retail store, and we have a number of these accounts using, our software, and there's some other software out there too. Um, Reading RFID tags automatically. So, and it can go as far as, hey, when it came from the ship from the DC, right? It goes out that, down the conveyor, and you can read, hey, now it's in transit. Um, and then when it's read in the back door of the retail store, it's now received at store, 52 or whatever. And all those items, everything that's in there, you have complete, visibility of the tracking of them. So, I mean, that's like, which is great, right? So you know what the inventory is, what you have going in. But there's other things here too with RFID, because keep in mind, like it's not line of sight. I don't have to like scan it with a barcode scanner from anywhere. It just reads. So you could put these RFID antennas all over the place within your retail area to automatically read things, where it makes sense. And you can just scale this however you want to. You can just start with the back room if you want, or here you moved it into the men's and the housewares and women's and so on. So you can automatically know what's in your inventory, what's in the back room. We have accounts that will, when they move it out of the back room, they actually have a little portal there, so you know what's brought onto the sales floor. So now you know which items are on your sales floor. So it's still your complete inventory. As items are being purchased, you can have antennas there where we're automatically reading the item, the unique item being sold, and we'll tag that as a sold item. And in that case, what I just said, when that person walks out the exit door, because people like to talk about, loss prevention or theft or shrinkage, if it was already seen at the point of sale at the cash register and it goes out the door, everything's fine. But if someone just takes something out of the men's department and tries to go out the door and without going to point of sale, uh, automatically, an alert can go off. You can get a text message. You can have a buzzer go off. You can do all kinds of things within the system. So there's lots of other kind of, I don't want to say they're intangibles, but other value adds you get with RFID that you really can't get with any other technology. Once you get that tag on the product, which for some of you may still be a struggle because I keep talking about like, hey, there's a source tagging, there's service bureaus, great service bureaus out there that make tags for different customers, super inexpensively. We have our own software that can print and encode tags all around the world as well, the Mark Magic software. But once that tag is on the product, you can really get visibility of your inventory. And as Brian mentioned, what happens with this whole omni-channel thing, right? So maybe you're using your store as a mini warehouse. Someone went online, they want to buy something, and they come in and you're like, oh man, I know my system said it was there, but I have no idea where it really is in my facility. So, and I think you're probably going to show this a little bit, but there's the different RFID handhelds this is the antenna here. You can put this in what we call a seek and find mode. So you can actually put in here, give me the men's medium blue shirt, whatever. And you could walk around and kind of like a metal detector you see on the beach. The closer you get to it, it could be in a pile of other clothes or on a shelf in the back room. It could be a complete mess back there, but you'll be able to narrow it down and find it and be able to make that sale and give that garment to the person in this very specific example.
Yeah, and I think, one of the things that I think a lot of our customers really love about this is you're killing a few birds with one stone, right? You're getting the accuracy, the efficiency, the visibility, and the theft protection, right? So right now, many customers are using their ERP, their WMS, which are obviously great systems, and those all still need to stay in place. Um, and then you have to put in something like a Sensormatic, right, or some kind of theft protection system, and that's a separate labeling process, right? You have to put one of those devices on there, and it's a separate infrastructure, and it's a whole separate cost, right? So it's not only a separate step in the process, but it's a separate system that you need to integrate with and pay for, right? RFID kind of solves all that. Now you have one tag doing everything, right? It's scanning, it's reading, it's tracking movements, it's tracking point of sale, it's that theft protection as well. So I think a lot of people really appreciate that. Consolidating systems and getting more, just as much as you can out of your technology as possible. All right, last use case, and this one is going to speak to more of like real-time asset tracking.
Yeah. So like we were talking about like item level, which to us, hey, it could be an item, it could be an asset, but they are like kind of two different things. So in this scenario, maybe you want to track that pallet truck driver. You want to track the forklift. You want to track. We have customers using RFID to track at hospitals. They're tracking like laptops, the patient beds, the lifts and the beds, the infusion pumps. They can be RFID tagged where as they're going for the different areas within the hospital, you just have an antenna there. Again, no one's doing anything different. They're just moving things around and all that, but they're automatically being read where they're being put into storage or they're in this room. And you could have the alerts go off too. It's like, hey, this infusion pump's been in the closet for like 3 months. Maybe someone should go use that. Or we got 5 over here and we should have some more over here. So you get all this without any work. No, it's totally automated, right? So you're getting that visibility. And it could really just be anything that you want to track. So, and these RFID tags come in all different shapes and sizes from, under 5 cents to the really big, thick ones that you can put on big on the back of a truck if you want and put it outside in the elements. And you can really take advantage of that technology. Did you want to add anything, Brian?
No, that's great. I think we're getting a little long on time here, so I just want to be respectful of everyone's time, and
Mhm.
so I think we'll keep moving here. But I think this technology, just to close this, is really important too, not just for you have high value items, maybe you have big facilities, multiple buildings, different floors, right, and being able to track all that. And again, going back to the employee tracking as well, we're starting to see that use case more and more where everybody has a badge system for these bigger companies, right, to get in and out of the building. But it kind of ends there. Once they're in the building, there is no tracking, and now you're able to get that the kind of the bread trails of where people have been, and maybe it's a little big brothery, but in certainly in manufacturing operations and other places where safety is of importance. This is really key functionality. It's not just about tracking them to track them. It's to track them for safety purposes.